You're watching Sports Unfiltered on Score on Air Network. This is your girl Allie here. I have Julian Jackson to my left and the Pretty Boy champ to my right. Today, we are opening the show a little differently than normal. We are going to pay homage to a local athlete, AJ Davis. And boys, what do we have to say about that?
Well, AJ Davis was a local athlete here in Columbus. We here at the Score on Air Network had covered him in several games in his amateur basketball career. A tragedy early in May where he was getting out of his car to help a homeless man, and he was hit and lost both his legs. As you can see right here, he is with the basketball tournament held on ESPN right here, and they are paying homage to him and showing great gratitude. He played for the Founding Fathers. They dropped the game 80-77, but he got a standing ovation, and yeah, I just wanted to mention that because he's a big part of the Score on Air Network over here in Score on Air family.
Yep. Watched him plenty of times, had a lot of great coverage with him and the Columbus Condors alongside some of the other teams that they play for here in the city. And there's one of his teammates there, Cody Ballard, who we know very well here. So paying homage and doing something like that, having him on the court for the tip-off was absolutely excellent. And I appreciate you bringing that because I had missed that coverage yesterday. It was on ESPN, you said. So it's lovely to be able to see the hearts of everyone out there. I believe that's the team originating from James Madison, the Founding Fathers, his alma mater.
Yeah.
So beautiful to be able to see that.
All right, so we're going to roll into our first segment. It's Chit Talking. This is a segment where we smack talk about a variety of various sports events and all the drama. We're going to open up with the Suns versus the Bucks. We're going to recap of Game 5, and the Bucks win Game 5, 123-119. Gentlemen, is Chris Paul choking?
I would really... I would hate to say that he's choking because, the numbers don't lie, but he hasn't been present for the entire game. It just really seems that all the numbers are so skewed, and that at this time, yes, he's choking. I'm sorry, I just have to answer that.
I mean, I can't get on board with that. He got 21 points and 11 assists. I wouldn't say in Game 5 he choked, but definitely Game 4 we could have got a little bit more from him.
Yeah, we touched on that last week.
I just think that Giannis is just putting in work, allegedly. You know what I mean? I'm not a believer in this dude's game, you know what I mean? I just think Chris Paul is being pressured a lot, and he's just having a hard time. In the fourth quarter, he can't close. But that Game 4 was pathetic, though.
But okay, so can he or can't he close though? Is it just in the fourth quarter? That's where the majority of his points came
closing
from.
only happens in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Closing only happens in the fourth quarter,
okay,
right?
So what is it though? What is it? So if he's not choking, then please express to me and some of our viewers then why is it that this team has completely been it hasn't looked good. I was going to use a larger word, but you know what? I got tongue-tied. My cat got my tongue. It doesn't look good. They've been decimated.
There's a good one.
Styles make fights, you know what I mean? And I just think the style of the NBA is really not conducive to a basketball team like the Phoenix Suns, man. They are a true basketball team, and this trash that I'm watching the Milwaukee Bucks do, if I didn't have to watch these finals, I swear I wouldn't watch them, man. I'm with KD, man. This is a hard watch for me when I look at basketball and they say that this is basketball, and I'm like, man, this is horrible. Just the whole style of it. For me, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a good player. We got him built up he gonna be a superstar. He don't line up with the superstars of past or present. If you ask me if I'm taking him over anybody, the answer is flat out no. Who would you put him over in your top 5 right now? Top 10, top 15, top 20, top 30, top 40 players, 50 players of all time.
All time.
Where would he go? He wouldn't even make it. But this is a 2-time MVP. Allegedly. Well, no, for sure. But, like, for real? This dude's game?
Look, but to get back to the Chris Paul thing, I need you to understand that it's a lot of the role players. They're going to dish out 11 rebounds, come up and have some good threes there in the fourth. They also had, I believe it was Mikal Bridges who ended up coming up. And he was 6 for 6 from the three-point line at some point. Or 5 for 5, I'm sorry. I believe he had 15 points from the stat line that I had created up there. But what I'm saying is there wasn't enough. Cameron Payne was absent. Cameron Johnson was absent. They're not playing Kaminsky by coach's decision right now.
I wouldn't play Kaminsky either.
But it's different. It's giving different looks, and they're all too small right now, given the fact that they have Giannis playing in the 5. So there's some shuffling around that needs to be done, and I know that we have Coach Monty coming up talking about here and after a little bit, but I don't know if they have enough. There's a lot of things going on. Some of the role players that have typically showed up, though, in the past series have not shown up for them in these past 2 games. And now the Bucks are on a tear. There's 3 games in a row.
All right. That brings us to our next question. So why can't Booker get a call, guys?
Best player on the court? That's a great question. I would love for somebody to really answer that for me when I watch a dude on the other end just running people over, and then my man get grabbed and pulled and cats hanging all over him. He going to the back. Like, ain't he the best player? Ain't this the superstar that we was talking about that's supposed to take the league over? But instead, I got to watch him in game 4, and he about to go for 60 in game 4. 60 points. Well, fourth quarter, he got to sit on the bench. Why are they calling these crazy fouls on Devin Booker? And we got to watch the best player on the court go sit on the bench in the fourth quarter.
Seems like somebody got to take it.
You're saying that he's getting too many fouls against and not enough for.
I think
as in the argument of like LeBron James, right? He's so big and he's this and he's that. Oftentimes we complain that he's not getting a call, right? He's going up, he's mauled to the basket. It's like, yo, where's my man?
This ain't LeBron James. This is Devin Booker. He's a smaller dude. You can see him getting fouled. Religious, like
and they don't get called.
Or DJ Tucker stays on him like white on rice too. I'll tell you that, and he be beating him up. He be beating him up. I'm not arguing with you about that.
So you saying beating a dude up in the NBA, that's cool? So we just beating people up in it. We just beating people up in the NBA. Okay. Now we just beat people up in the NBA.
Oh, what I'm saying is this is like to when LeBron James is being fouled or other superstars.
No, it's not. LeBron is big. No,
he's
it's not. LeBron is big and strong. So when you foul him, you got to really foul him. He can run through that. Like when you foul Booker, he's not a super strong guy. You can see him get knocked over and knocked around. Like you can't always see LeBron get pushed and pulled and tugged. But when you see Devin Booker, you can see this dude get hacked.
Point being made though, there's the lack of calls, right? They're still not calling it. I'm not saying that he's LeBron James. I'm just saying that he's not getting the calls that he probably deserves to be getting, and you can see it because he's mauled on a lot of these plays. But guess what? What I can appreciate from Devin Booker right now is the fact that he's not turning around to the refs off the rip and just being like, oh, and hanging back. He's still getting back to doing the best that he can do right now, and I can appreciate that at the young boy.
I don't want to appreciate that. I want to see the best player get the calls. As a fan, because I'm not a fan of either one of these teams, but when I watch this is like, how could everything be going one team's way? Like, this is trash. Yep. Like, this is horrible. Like, I don't want to watch this.
All right. So that leads into, does this make this good offense for the Bucks or bad defense for the Suns?
Definitely.
Head down here.
I'll lead off by saying that they're allowing too many points, especially in the first half. Seeing what they were able to do, I believe it was in Game 5. So that was 123-119. The game prior to that, I believe that by the fourth quarter hit, the Bucks had already had 100. You cannot allow for them. I believe that was the game on Wednesday. You cannot allow for this team to be able to go out there and hit 100 on you in 3 quarters.
Why not?
So that's bad defense for me from the Suns. That's poor defense, not being able to figure out what they can do. Perhaps, in Game 4, that was some DeAndre Ayton getting into some foul trouble. But don't sit here and tell me right now that the Bucks have this ultimate and crazy great offense. It's the Suns' lack of defense right now that I'm seeing as it being the issue.
No. It's the fact that it ain't like the Suns aren't being aggressive. Both teams are being equally aggressive and playing equally hard. It's just that this team is going to the line 40 times and this team is going to the line 23 times. Like, I'm watching the game like this is crazy to watch. One team actually go down and get fouled, and the other team turn around, do the same thing, go right down, run the same thing, and try to get the call and don't get it. It's like you got to watch the game, and it's almost like they got to be more aggressive. You can't be no more aggressive if you ain't getting the calls. That's when you got to settle for jumpers. That's when you try to create offense when you can't get offense, and that's when it becomes hard to score.
But there is a handicap here that I want to.
What's the handicap?
The handicap here.
What's the handicap?
Here we go.
Is the 7 points, okay, that the Bucks had to go without because Giannis still cannot shoot his free throws. He was 4 for 11 from the line. So I don't care if they went to the line 40 times. If we go to the line 23 times and we hit 23 for 23, meanwhile this bozo misses 7, okay? So we've got to be able to make up a differential. I get what you're saying when it talks about going to the line, period. But this dude out here is spotting them 7 points because he can't make free throws. This game could have been 130 to 119.
So let me get this straight. Because one team goes 40 times and another team goes 23. I have to make all my free throws in order to have a chance to, man, listen.
It's a free?
Hey,
Bro,
listen, man. Listen, you know what?
So
I'm just saying, I just want to make that point because he's still 4 for 11. It's not
Let's
like
talk about
it's
Chris
crazy
Middleton.
spectacular.
let's not talk about Chris Middleton. Let's talk about the kind of basketball we're watching here. Like, it almost seems like we're watching a rerun of the movie Basketball.
Yeah, this is exactly what we're watching. I don't know what type of NBA.
Are they drinking?
Yes. when I turn it on, I don't know what type of NBA I'm watching, man. Like, I really miss the old NBA where you used to have to play the game in a box. And, like, if you didn't have a one-on-one move, you didn't have any offense. It wasn't this, let's spread it out and try to dribble this way and this way for 25 and 15 and 30 seconds and all that. Nah, you only had back. And you had to be able to get your shot off. If you couldn't do that, then you wasn't an offensive player, fam. You played defense. You know what I mean? It wasn't no just put my head down and go to the basket. Gotta foul you. You'll get fouled the first time, the second time, and the third time. It ain't no just, I'm just going to just bowl people over and go to the basket. This is garbage. This man can't shoot a free throw. He can't shoot a jumper. He can't shoot a three-pointer. And he out here scoring 40 points. Man, you miss me with this trash.
You're focusing so much on all of the negatives that encompass Giannis Antetokounmpo and the man who he is at 26 years old, the accomplishments and everything that he's made to this point, the 2 MVPs. He's just so incredibly athletic. He's not always going to end up being a Dirk or somebody else who can shoot the ball from everywhere. And that's still time to develop.
No.
You say what you want, but I'm telling you right now, the type of basketball we're watching is just guys going mano-a-mano, going to the basket, going hard. They are working hard. Each one of these teams
I didn't say that.
What they could do. Whoever come up and has more juice. But I'm saying, I know, it used to be played in a box, right? But the game has changed. You got to adapt.
Yeah, it has changed. It's drastically changed.
It's a lack of skill set.
So you're saying anybody can just go out and shoot a three-pointer? Anybody can just go out and make from the
lack of
try hard
skill
enough.
set. It's a lack of skill set that I'm watching in this NBA right now. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
we'll take that up with Adam Silver.
Speaking of skill set, is Monty Williams equipped to win this championship?
From what I've seen so far with Monty Williams, the better man in this position, the better chess player more so, would definitely have been Tyronn Lue. And for him to be able to make it past Lue and be able to get where he is now, it's lovely. I root for Monty. I root for Chris Paul. I think that they do well, but I don't think that he's able to match some of the same pieces that the Bucks are bringing to the table. So I do not feel as if at this time that Monty Williams is equipped to win a national championship or, to win a championship.
A national championship. I'm talking NBA Finals championship. I ain't talking national championship.
Oh, man.
So since I'm talking NBA championships, he's more than equipped to win it. You know what, man? At the end of the day, players make plays. And your players got to win. No matter what you call, no matter what kind of scheme you draw up, no matter what kind of double team you shoot at somebody, your players got to make those plays. They got to put themselves in position to win the game, okay? So at the end of the day, we saw DeAndre Ayton dominate the inside on the first 2 games. He has to get back to that rebounding, domination on the inside. Like, Monty Williams can't go out there and rebound for you. He
Really?
can't go out there and box out. He can't go out there and block shots. He can't go out there and make jumpers and force Giannis to play defense on you. See, like, don't just let him relax on the defensive end. He's playing the 5 on you, DeAndre Ayton. You get the ball and you go right at him. You force him into some fouls. So, like, when it comes down to it, Monty Williams is trying to put guys in position to win, but Chris Paul, you can't dribble off your foot. You know what I'm saying? You can't dribble off your
Turnovers.
You know what I mean?
Turnovers are a problem.
Things like this is like, man, you can say Monty Williams ain't equipped, but like at the end of the day, he got to go out there and the players got to play this. He making the same calls. You know what I'm saying? Devin Booker still dropping 40 with all the problems he having. So,
Fellas, weren't there push-ups involved in this?
Don't say that. First of all, I do believe that with the first notion that was made, the first offer that was made and shook on here at this table was a 5-game Suns win. I believe that the second was Suns in 6, which was mine.
Right.
Neither one of those happened.
Yeah.
So
do we need a new bet?
I would say null and void.
no.
How about a new bet?
Yeah, new bet.
New bet.
Look, talk to me about this later on.
No,
Okay.
let's talk right now.
Okay.
I mean, the last one you set live, so I mean,
Right now, it could be the Bucks tonight or it's the Suns tonight.
What you take? Who you taking then?
I'm taking the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks to go ahead and win the championship right here at home
flipping.
tonight.
Oh my goodness, he's flipping,
And you
guys.
know I would never change my colors. So Suns
He's still a Lakers. He's a Lakers fan
Suns,
here.
we're going Suns in 7, and we're going to say...
He really likes that purple.
To sweeten the pie, we're going to say Devin Booker, 50 points tonight.
Oh, Lord.
On the road.
So Devin Booker needs a 50 burger,
Yeah.
and the Bucks just have to win for me. So I'll take the easy way out. If Devin Booker doesn't
Ain't
score
never no
50
easy way
and the
out.
Suns win, then you got pushed out straight up. That's what it is.
So Game 6 is on tonight.
That's all I got.
Game 6 is on tonight at 9 on ABC. I'm sure most of you will be watching. Do you think the Bucks will get another performance from the Big Three?
As far as the performance from the Big Three goes and the rest of these fellas right here, I mean, they brought 30, 30, and 30 to the table. I mean, these guys were absolutely outstanding. It was 32 from Giannis. It was another 29 from Middleton and another 27 from Drew Holiday. That right there, those three combined doing absolutely crazy things. Drew Holiday playing absolutely out of his mind. These fellas right here playing in a mesh together. They've been talking about them all season long. If they can get another performance like that out of them, they can go ahead and wrap this thing up tonight.
I'm confused. He said they had 30, 30, and 30, but then he said 32, 29, and 27.
It's close enough.
So what is it? Is it 30, 30, and 30, or is it 32, 29,
They don't sound better?
27?
30, 30, 30 don't sound better?
I like the truth more than I like.
that's fine.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
That's right. Giannis hits a couple more free throws, and the average for the three is 30, 30, 30. So,
yeah,
all right.
all right.
You know what I
So
mean?
That's good.
So
No,
what?
sorry.
What do the Suns need for Game 7 to bring it back?
50 points from Booker.
You think it's going to happen?
Yeah.
No, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Why? Because now the wealth is going to be spread a little bit more. You're going to be able to see guys tonight like a Cameron Johnson on the floor who'll be able to make some plays for you. Now, if they don't keep Connaughton out from shooting and making his 13, 14 points, okay, a game where he comes in just in the fourth quarter, doesn't play much defense or anything, they put him out there and he just goes out and clips threes. They keep on leaving him open. That's not going to end up being a good look for them at all. They're playing tonight in the Deer District. They've never been in this situation before. I could find them getting some cold feet pulling up to their wedding day.
No cold feet.
But I'll tell you right now that if they're feeling froggy, they will leap. Now, I know that I have the bet right now on the Bucks, but I'm telling you what they need to be able to win. And will these Suns be able to come up and do what they need?
Hey, man,
they
Devin
need
Booker
Cameron Johnson.
is coming with that Mamba mentality tonight. Stop playing with me, man.
We'll see.
50 points. He finna drop skirts on these dudes
We'll
all night long. Bring Drew Holiday. Bring them all.
He just
about to
dropped
eat.
40.
He about to
He's
eat.
going to need more than that.
Listen, he's
going to
eat.
need more than that.
He about to eat.
When all the rest of your guys are out here
He
scoring
got that
and just
big legendary. He
the
about to
teens,
drop numbers tonight. Watch.
that's all right.
Speaking
He can
of
go ahead and drop
legendary-
50. He's just dropping in teens.
Speaking of legendary, do you think that Giannis is going to become basketball royalty if he can bring home the chip?
No comment.
No comment.
It's really hard to say. It took LeBron James even a longer time to get to that point. He doesn't necessarily have the equipment that LeBron James was surrounded with earlier on in his career after taking his talents down to Miami. But I'll tell you right now that Giannis will not be considered basketball royalty if he goes out and wins this thing.
I can't believe he's sitting here comparing Giannis to LeBron. I'm done.
All right, and with that, we're going to go to break. This is Sports Unfiltered, live on Score and Air Network.
I'm Dan Albaugh with What's the Score? The Milwaukee Bucks are only one win away from their first NBA championship in 50 years after they held on to beat the Suns in Game 5 by a score of 123-119. Devin Booker had another great performance, leading all scores with 40 points, but it was not enough as the Bucks' big three, made up of Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday, combined for 88 points, 20 rebounds, and 24 assists. The Bucks get to go back home for Game 6 tonight with a 3-2 commanding lead in this series. Teams that are up 3-2 have an 81% chance to win this series. Will the Bucks raise the Larry O'Brien Trophy, or will the Suns force a Game 7? We'll find out tonight at 9 p.m. This has been Dan Albaugh.
Have you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score on Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
And we're back. This is Sports Unfiltered, live on Score and Air Network. Right now, we're going to take a look around the league because training camp starts in a week. We're going to start with the NFC East. Gentlemen, give me your take.
My take is that I love me some football, and this is the what you say, the shittiest division in football.
Hey, hey.
So
didn't used to be.
We'll start directly at the bottom where the filth lies in the Dallas Cowgirls.
Woo!
Just automatic trash. Although they say that Dak is back this week. He's looking. Exactly. I don't know. That makes
That's
sense.
really weird.
That's
yeah.
a great question.
It's because of the rivalry. It's because of the rivalry that they had dating back to when these teams were created, when they also used to have on Thanksgiving the Cowboys playing against the then Washington Redskins. So it was Cowboys versus Indians type. You know how it is. How Ohio is Midwest, although that we're damn near on the East Coast.
Yeah, we're not.
You know, not on just the coast, but we're like more Mid-East and United. You know what? I'm not even getting there because I'm not a geography major.
Yeah,
and none of that matters.
But
I'm telling you right now, I don't like the alignment, and I think they need to change it. And as a matter of fact, you can always have Dallas come and get that spanking in Washington whenever you want some, come get some. I'm sorry. Let you go ahead and get on back to the Cowgirls.
Sorry, I had to ask that question because that makes no sense.
I don't care nothing about Zeke's six-pack and what he's been doing to go ahead and rubbing keels up on him and whatnot. Like he's about to come back and do his damn thing. You better take your behind back to Cabo.
So like he just alluded to, Dak is back. Zeke's six-pack is back.
Is he going to do anything?
Yo, they just vamped up that offensive line. They said Michael Parsons looks like a Von Miller. So I think they probably going to be the favorites to win that weak division this year.
Look. You got
the Giants. Saquon Barkley's back. David Jones is the quarterback.
Daniel Jones, yeah.
I don't trust him.
You don't trust Daniel
No.
Jones? Look, hold on. Let me just let's back up right there. Just rewind, because all you gotta do is tune into the Cowgirls Hard Knocks or Knock Hards or whatever it is you want to call them. Okay, and you go. We're gonna see exactly what that team's all about. All right.
You know what
and
that
we've
team
got some
about.
other stuff.
The Cowboys gonna score points. If they can stop somebody, they're gonna be good.
I believe that their defense. Yeah, you know what?
No,
That's
they
the
can score some points. If they can stop anybody, they're going to be good.
While they might be the favorite at the moment,
I wouldn't say that. I just said that. I mean, they'll be the favorite in that weak ass division. Anyways, moving to the Giants. Giants, Saquon Barkley. They added some weapons on the outside. I don't know about them though. Daniel Jones isn't my guy.
You've got to be able to establish your ground game. Having Saquon Barkley back on the field is going to make a huge difference for them. If you get another running back to go ahead and be that third down scat back type guy for you, Gilmore. They get that old Gilmore cat.
No,
that's not it?
No.
You know what? They got another running back. As long as they can supplement his skills and his talents at times, they'll be just fine. Daniel Jones can also go ahead and pull the pocket, pull the ball down, and run. As you can see, he runs straight up, kind of awkward and weird. He can do some of those things. He's not your elusive, scrambling quarterback at all. He's not a big, rollout type.
But what I'm saying is they added Kenny Golladay to that offense, so he's a big-time target. They're going to try to stretch the field. I don't know if they're going to be able to score enough points to compete in that division, though. Like with the Eagles, you know what I mean? Like, you know what?
The Eagles with a brand new coach and being able to have.
You know what? They're probably coming last in that division.
No, the Eagles could definitely come in last right now, and especially
with Jalen Hurts, I don't believe.
No, I actually like Jalen Hurts, and I felt for him having been watching him playing them in the last game of the season. But what I can tell you right now is that the Philadelphia Eagles, though, make it through training camp healthy. They're going to have some growing pains with the new coach, but they should be able to squeak out at least 4 wins overall. Probably none in the
That's
division.
a top 5 pick. They're going to stink, man.
And I'm just telling you. I'm not telling you what it's going to look like. I'm telling you they should be able to squeak out 4 wins with a brand new coach.
You need 6 wins to win that division anyway.
You are damn right.
All right. 4 wins might get you close enough. So.
Well, how about
Wait,
you know what?
We got one more team. Let's talk about
my
Washington.
boy Chase
Real quick.
Young.
Go ahead. Let's talk about
Go ahead, real quick.
Well, okay. My boy Chase Young and the Washington football team having the 19th ranked offense. No, I'm sorry, 30th ranked offense with the 2nd ranked defense. They will be able to come up and play victorious. Heck, the defense might have to score all the points, all right, on turnovers, scooping scores, and pick sixes. But I'll tell you, we might not be so bad. And yes, I said we. Washington football team. Let's go. Probably 2nd or 3rd, though, realistically.
No, they're going to stink, too.
Oof.
The quarterback situation in there is just horrible. At least the other 2 teams, they have, like, young quarterbacks. So you can be like, yeah, their quarterbacks is young. But they went out, and they were a playoff team last year. And to get over the hump, they signed Ryan Fitzpatrick as their starter.
Hey, you don't need to worry about any of that. You don't need to worry about any of that. All right. Let's just,
let's touch on the NFC South now. Let's move on to another region and give a little take on what we think is going to happen with that area. Are there any teams in that division that don't belong in that division?
No, they all belong. Tom Brady's there, so we'll just we'll start at the top of that division. Super Bowl champs. I'm done. I don't want to talk about him anymore.
No. Okay, so we don't need to talk about too much when it comes to TB12, who actually had just mentioned. I thought it was funny. He made President Biden chuckle, I guess, when he told him earlier that.
Is that relevant?
He said no one in the country thought we won the Super Bowl either, or something silly. No one in the country thought we won either. It was just something silly, whatever I saw earlier when I was coming through. Tampa Bay. Here's what I'm saying. Tampa Bay. He's always going to be able to receive that hate down there, but they have the whole team returning. So yeah, we don't need to go ahead and touch on them. I just wanted to give you a little bit of TB12, making people chuckle.
I don't even care.
Anybody else in the South?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right.
You got Atlanta Falcons in the South.
Okay.
Matt Ryan, the turnover machine that he is in the red zone. They got rid of Julio. They went in and got Kyle Pitts. They're going to really had surgery in the offseason, so we'll see how he bounces back. But he can be a number 1 in the league. That defense is just so hurt and beat up. Every year they seem to lose their number one pick to some type of injury. So, seriously, I don't really see I really think Atlanta should have went quarterback in the draft, but they didn't. They just got faith in Matt Ryan, but I don't believe him.
So Atlanta, they will be the Pits this year, no pun intended, just because they don't really have a foundation otherwise. You can't just have one person go ahead and throw the ball to somebody and then expect for those two just to play pitch and catch together. So, they're not going to be able to compete when you have New Orleans and whatever in there. And you've got between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill, and we were talking about this stuff way back on the Crockpot in March, whether it was going to be, whether it was going to be Taysom, I'm about to put them together, Jason Winston or Taysom, Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston, right? And right now, I believe that that coach down there is going to be able to use them in tandem to be able to get them to win games. They came second in division last year.
He just had the LASIK surgery, man. He can see again, man. He's going to be all right. He's going to be throwing pinpoint accuracy passes.
You've been talking about it for 6 months, though. You've been saying that, and so we'll just see what happens as their training camp comes up.
He's not colorblind no more, man. He can see.
Who damn cares if he ain't colorblind?
So now he can tell the different colors of the jerseys. He won't be throwing 35 picks.
Oh, my gosh. Anyhow, let's touch on the NFC North. How about Aaron Rodgers turning down a contract extension? Since we love to trash talk the Packers here.
Go ahead, trash talk the Packers. Turning down all that money to be the highest paid player. See, you know what, man? When you can't buy somebody, everyone can be bought, and when you can't buy somebody, it's personal. So I wonder how personal this is. If you was throwing $45 million, $50 million at somebody, and they like, nah, I'm good.
I'd really like to know the underlying story behind all of this and why, we're still at a stagnant point.
You always want the underlying story, girl. I'm going to tell you right now, go ahead and pick you up a tabloid at Kroger. All right?
No.
Look,
See,
that's where you're getting a lot of your sources from. I know, but you're already talking about how he's mad because of his girlfriend. I'm not turning down extra money because I'm mad about my girlfriend.
No, I
but
think
I'm telling
she's
you right now,
encouraging.
I don't care what she's doing. If you're going to let that woman run your life,
don't slander her.
Look, all I'm saying is you're a big boy. Put your big boy pants on.
And do your job.
And as you looked at the graphic I had there, okay, that is him pinned against his coach. That's him pinned against LaFleur, okay? And he's out here in his golf stuff, and he's chilling. So he's like, look, Coach, I'm golfing. You're bothering me. He said he was going to figure out when he got back in a couple weeks. He still didn't have an answer. They came at him with an offer with money, so it's obviously a trade. He's not going to retire at this point, and that's something we definitely had to go ahead and bring up because, you turned down a contract extension. Is it your fault? I don't know, but it doesn't matter whose fault it is. It was your choice.
Absolutely.
You said no. Now they know where you stand, and now they have to find another true love in the city of the cheese.
Or counter it. They can counter it.
Listen here, man. Ain't no true love. Listen, if Aaron Rodgers don't play this year, I'm going to say the Bears going to win that division.
Ooh.
If Aaron Rodgers don't go out there and play, because they got the best defense, and I think, man, don't tell nobody I said this, because my old state lovers is going to really get at me, man, and I don't really want to talk to them. But I think out of the top 5 quarterbacks that win the first round, Justin Fields going to have the best. He just got a special skill set. He's going to be dope. You know what I'm saying?
Hometown favorite here, y'all.
No, I'm not a hometown.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Justin Fields.
Well, regardless, but and that's something we're going to be touching on a little bit later on. He could be the one to be able to spark them up, but I also don't want to end up seeing him being chewed up and spit out there in the city of Chicago because I know how sometimes they can be quite harsh. But he's definitely a step above the guys they've had in the past. Trubisky.
Oh, he better than Trubisky?
Orton.
Better than Orton?
Better than who's the dude who just got divorced from Kristen Cavallari?
No,
he was out there for a little bit. Jay Cutler. All right,
he's a step above. He better than the dudes on the roster now. Nick Foles and Andy Dalton.
Now, Nick Foles can get out there and win you some games. I'm just saying, I don't want them to end up him going out there and doing everything he can and end up turning into an RG3, go ahead and get hurt and something. And I'm just saying, I know it's all too early and we still have training camp to go, but I'm just hoping that he does well. I'm wishing him well there. I would just hate to see it go the other way.
Win that starting job. He's going to win that starting job.
But if you win the starting job and you suck and you're all they have, they're still going to start you. And you're still going to be the starter. You're just not going to look good.
See, look, here's the thing, though. If he sucks, they won't start him because they got Andy Dalton and he can go stink it up for you.
Let the Red Rocket stink it up.
But I just think he's going to win the job, and I just think that because you're talking about Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Jordan Love, Justin Fields. If you ask me those 4 quarterbacks in that division, who do I want taking snaps for me? Seriously. Like, who do you want taking snaps for you? You got Jordan Love, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Justin Fields. Man, give me some of that rookie, man.
Right.
Give me some of that rookie.
But look, so I understand, though, at this point, all right, so we talked about Green Bay. You brought in Chicago. Okay, but
who else?
Minnesota, Dalvin Cook being able to come back again. I don't believe that Kirk Cousins is the answer. He's not going to be the guy to be able to win you especially in that division. Now, there's a glimmer of hope. There's a glimmer of hope for them because Aaron Rodgers will not be participating with the Green Bay Packers this year.
We don't even know that glimmer of hope.
Okay, but look, let's just say he's not.
Theoretically,
let's call a spade a spade. He's not playing with them.
He's not playing, but you cannot win with Kirk Cousins throwing. I don't know. He gets in there and he goes 6 completions for 18 and 71 yards.
Yeah.
You cannot win football games like that. I don't care who you are. You might be able to geek by 1 or 2, but you cannot consistently be a good football team with him under center.
And I don't like that necessarily because Dalvin Cook is one of the best players. He's top 5 running back in the league, clearly, and he also is for fantasy. And I opted out of fantasy last year, allowed me to be able to more purely enjoy the game and not have to be so biased about things.
All right.
Yeah, I opted out of fantasy.
Anyhow, we have one more division we need to touch on, and the NFC West. We need to do that real fast. So throw it at me, boys.
Well,
I mean, right now you got to look at the LA Rams.
Allegedly, but you don't. Yeah, they just lost Cam Akers today. So I'm still. You know what? I am not a believer in Matthew Stafford. 13 seasons in the NFL, 74 wins total. You're the number 1 overall pick. You can say he played in Detroit or whatever, all that. Listen, man, he do numbers, he don't do wins. Okay. Just because you do numbers don't mean you get wins. He doesn't win football games. Like, he was paired with one of the greatest receivers we ever seen. Never even translated into a playoff win. Miss me with that.
Look, and that's fine, but go ahead and rule out, Seattle for that competition. Yeah.
Whoa.
Seattle.
Whoa. That was a big leap.
You can go ahead. Now, I don't know what it was going on during the off season, but I know that Russell Wilson had some complications, was unhappy with some things going on, talking about some of the line wasn't blocking, doing this, doing that, and that could be a conversation that should be more personal and be held within the offices. But I'll tell you that I would say, at my bottom dollar, that San Francisco is competing at the top of that division over Seattle and over LA in this coming year. And it ain't just because of Trey Lance.
Hold on, man. You're being disrespectful. Young Kyler Murray going to have a lot to say about that. Like, this division, this is the complete opposite of the East. See, the East and the West is completely opposites. You know what I'm saying? The West is stacked. Every team has a quarterback. Every team has these are good teams as opposed to the East. They're all trash. So, like, when you talk about it, you got Kyler Murray. You got Russell Wilson. Some people believe in Matt Stafford, but I don't. But on the flip side, you do have Aaron Donald on that defense, and you do have Jalen Ramsey, a premier lockdown corner. So it's like that Rams defense is still that Rams defense. And now Bosa will be back for the Niners. We know who the Niners are. They like to run the ball. They got a stable of running backs, whether it be Garoppolo or the young dude. Play action gets it done for them. So, yeah.
All right, and with that, we're going to go into our second break. This is Sports Unfiltered, live, Score on Air Network. And we're back. This is Sports Unfiltered, live on Score on Air Network. We are coming back with our final segment. It's called Paying Dues. Paying Dues is where we give credit to members of organizations who are doing work and need more compensation for their actions. We are going to open up with the top 5 rookie quarterbacks. We're going to start with Trey Lance of the 49ers, guys. Give me your take on him.
Well, Looking at Trey Lance so far and everything that we saw, I know we went back to watch some of the NFL draft footage earlier, and it could have been Justin Fields or Trey Lance, but the pure and simple question is it him or is it Jimmy Garoppolo? And at this point, we don't know yet, as camps are about to begin, but Trey Lance, from what I can understand, though being young, I don't believe he's really going to have that shot unless Garoppolo ends up injured this year. But I do believe that he's going to end up being a hell of a quarterback at some point, and that is why he's on the top 5 list of the rookie quarterbacks.
Do you agree?
With him? Never. Do I agree with him? You know I don't agree with him.
Well, I mean, he made it on this list. Both of you had to agree on something.
I mean, he made it on the list because he's a rookie quarterback, but will he start this year? Of course he's going to start this year. When has Jimmy Garoppolo ever played 16 games in his whole career? Exactly. And once he's on the field, he's probably not coming off. So that's just how it's going to be, man. Like, Jimmy will win it in camp, and he'll sit and watch. And, you know, he'll get a foot or an ankle or a shoulder or a back or a knee or a finger. You know what I mean? Something. Got to keep him out a game or two. And you know how that go, man.
So is he going to start game 1?
Who, Trey Lance?
Yeah.
If Garoppolo goes down in training camp,
If he goes down.
If he goes down, yeah.
It's
not a matter of if he's going to start.
When he gets hurt.
Yeah, but did he earn this spot, though? Is he going to earn a spot over Garoppolo? That's what I'm worried about. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, he could go out there and make an impact for the team, but is Garoppolo's spot
He's younger.
I mean,
he's younger.
He can beat Garoppolo out. I mean, Garoppolo isn't like this blow you off the page quarterback where you draft, like, okay, they drafted Jordan Love in the first round last year, and you got Aaron Rodgers. It's not like, ooh, Jordan Love went and beat Aaron Rodgers out. Like, you can beat Jimmy Garoppolo out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I disagree with you in saying that he can beat Jimmy Garoppolo out because Jimmy Garoppolo is a systems quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo is a guy who played under Coach Belichick and Josh McDaniels out with the Patriots, had enough gumption, enough will, and enough determination to be able to make himself a name and then be able to go out there and play amongst Kyle Shanahan and the San Francisco 49ers. They have a great foundation. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to end up being the starter again this year. Now, what we are going to have to look out for is him being injury prone. Yes, of course, but he's going to have the starting job. That is the point. Now, Trey Lance coming in, just sit behind for a little bit, do whatever it is you got to do, and just stay humble. Now, I'm not saying, like, I want him to go out there and shine. I'm rooting.
He might, yeah.
I'm rooting for these rookies.
Don't sound like you're rooting for him.
Man, come on with that. Come on with that. I'm rooting for these rookies,
keep the young dudes on the bench, man. I'm like, play the young dudes.
You got to learn by watching.
Nah, no, you don't. You got to learn by playing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You gotta go out there and do it.
Absolutely. Okay, so how about Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, gentlemen?
Look,
he got anything to bring to the table?
if him and Tim Tebow are going to be best friends,
Oh, Lord. Oh,
I
wait.
think he's got a fighting chance. No! Trevor Lawrence is obviously going to be the starter for this team, and we know this. Man, it's a huge joke, obviously, with him and Tim Tebow. They could probably, have some kind of relationship. It's just he's such a crazy, positive guy. He's not going to end up being the one to be able to help him be great. It's got to be Urban Meyer. It's got to be everyone else in the staff around him. And Trevor Lawrence has to keep from being injured as well. That's one of those things. And he's a top 5 rookie quarterback. He's the number 1 rookie quarterback this year. And I'm really looking forward to being able to see what it is that he can do. I want to see him on his feet. And I also want to see him drop some of these dimes because the athletes who he was playing against throughout his time there when he was with Clemson, it's a different breed when you get into the NFL.
I don't mean to interject here, but is anybody else excited to see what Urban might be able to do for this team this year?
No.
For real?
No. I'm disappointed. I like the Trevor Lawrence pick, but at the end of the day.
But him as a person and what his ability to.
Listen. You asked me a question. I'm giving you an answer. Okay. So, what he did with the first pick is he went and got Trevor Lawrence, and I really like that pick. But then you come back at 20-something, and you take a running back, and you can find a running back in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round. You really need that left tackle to protect your quarterback backside. So I don't even like where he went with that second first round pick. You went with running back, and then you got the circus, which is Tim Tebow, which is if Trevor Lawrence is not that quarterback, now you run the risk of running this Tebow circus and them clamoring from him to get some snaps. And what if you do run some snaps for him and now is he going to be a Taysom Hill? Like, this is like, I don't like what's going on already, what he's got going on. It looks like a shit show, and it's going to end that way too.
I wish you all the luck in the world. It's a tough position to be in.
I'm an optimistic.
It's a tough position to be in.
You know,
Being a new quarterback, he's a rookie coach with a rookie quarterback.
Right.
In the NFL, free reign to be able to do all these things. You know, their ownership has a lot of money, but he likes throwing that stuff around too. He's more worried about making more money off the team and its likeness.
See where this goes.
He wants to end up putting a team alongside Fulham FC, who he has out in England. They're playing at Wembley twice this year, 2 weeks in a row, as a matter of fact. So they have the advantage at least for one of the games, I think, since the other teams have to travel to get to stay there the whole time.
Well,
I mean, there's a lot of good things that happen, but, you know, Trevor Lawrence is going to put up number. He's got to be able to stay healthy, though, and I hate to be able to. I want a good season. I want good football down there, and it's complicated, honestly. But Trevor Lawrence, he's going to be looking ahead to have a great season this year.
Let's hope. Let's hope. What about Zach Wilson and the Jets, guys? Ooh, some silence.
I'm just not really a believer in the Jets at all, and I'm going to be the first one to go ahead and say that Zach Wilson, I wasn't a believer in him. I would have not liked very much if he went to some other teams. He went to the Jets. I feel like this is a good fit for him because he just seems like a little dweeb. I guess that's more of like a personal thing. From what I've been able to see him do, and right now, which isn't much, I want to be able to see you play in the NFL. I'm hard on the rookie because you haven't made your way yet. You haven't come to, and just being present and just being the guy has proven disastrous for many in the past. Sam Darnold or whatever was out there. They thought he was going to be the answer. Mark Sanchez, they thought he was going to be the answer. Jets have fumbled all the way through this league over the years. And I'm Zach Wilson. I am hard-pressed to say that I wish you the best.
Are you in agreement for once?
Agree with him?
Yeah.
No.
No? Oh, wait, so you think he might actually be good?
I didn't say that.
No.
You asked if I agree with him. I said no.
No, never.
But Zach Wilson, I guess he's a good quarterback. He went second overall. He measures up. He got the arm strength, speed, blah, 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 blah. He played at BYU. The Jets added some weapons. I don't really know, man. They got a tough sled ahead of them, man. You got the Patriots, the Dolphins, and whoever this new Buffalo Bills team is.
Yeah.
If they stay consistent, the Jets, got a lot of work to do because you're looking up at three really, really good defenses, and if that Josh Allen kid is anything, he's a top 3-4 quarterback in the league, and that's a real problem to have to deal with 2 times a year. So, Zach Wilson, they got a lot of work to do, man. They lost some pieces on defense, and the Jets stink.
Well, we're going to slide on over to the Pats. How about Mac Jones, gentlemen?
Well, one of the reasons, though, piggyback real fast, one of the reasons why the Jets stink and that is who they are, and that's the teams who always end up getting quarterbacks. So it's going to be a long time coming for your boy, Zach Wilson. Now, Mac Jones is in a great spot to be successful this year with the Patriots, playing under Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick. Now, him falling behind Cam Newton, I actually feel like this is a very winnable journey for him, as long as he's able to get together and get down the playbook because of some of the very unique and significant things that they have added and makes their offense very special. They have a lot of weapons. Got to be able to make sure you can get the ball to them. Is Mac Jones going to be able to do it better than what Cam Newton is able to do? Even with these new weapons, Cam Newton was having trouble throwing the ball links in this past few years. So the only time we'll tell here, Mac Jones, I could end up seeing a starter after a few games of seeing Cam Newton perhaps not do so well and not mesh that well with the new offense.
Man, Mac Jones, I just think is an overrated guy, but at the end of the day, man, Cam Newton used to be my favorite player, but watching him play last year, man, it looked like that arm is gone, man. And if that is the case, and I know they talking about they couldn't get open, they didn't have a receiver, man, he was throwing 7-yard crossing routes in the dirt. Come on, man. You're an NFL quarterback. It's a 10-yard pass. Why are you throwing it in the dirt at a cat's feet, man? Not even low and away where the receiver can go down. Literally in the dirt. So if that arm looks anything like that, man, Matt Jones gonna have that job before training camp. Not to say he's any good, just to say Cam just looks that bad now. So
yes, he can.
Anyhow, the last rookie we're going to touch on is Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. I mean, played for the Bucks. We all know that. We all know. Didn't
He didn't play for
He played for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Absolutely, he did.
Oh, he did?
So Justin Fields, though, is one of these guys who his morale is high. There were some things said about him that perhaps hurt his trade stock. What I had said earlier on, and I'll just jump right back into it, is that I'm concerned for Justin Fields' mental and psychological well-being being out there in Chicago, because he can get beat down, right? He can recover from that. He can get ice. He can take ice baths. Yeah. He can get cryotherapy. He can do all that. What he's not going to be able to do if these fans out at Soldier Field start belittling him the way that I think that they may, if he's not the guy they need him to be right away,
up to their
that could be detrimental for him in the future. But I know that you had mentioned earlier, Pretty Boy, that they have Nick Foles and they have Andy Dalton if they want him to go in there and fail. But this is a microwave mentality world we're living in right now. They want Justin Fields to go out there and win them championships, and I just don't think that's going to happen in this division.
Yeah, he going to ball. Yeah, he going to ball. Like there's something to be said about a guy 6'3", 230 pounds that run a 4.40 and throw the ball 75 yards. I don't understand what we're talking about. We're talking about practice again, because this is ridiculous that we even having this conversation. He going to be the starter by the end of training camp. All we got to do is see him week 2 in preseason. We're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, we know who the starter is.
All right, we're gonna end the show by showing some love to a sophomore, Jordan Love.
So you saw that there were more than just 5 quarterbacks up there. I had 5 quarterbacks listed on that full screen graphic, but there's one guy hidden right behind. If you can see him with the G on his helmet, I don't know if we were able to get that up there again, but you can see him on the small sliver of our screen. But that there is Jordan Love, number 10 for the Green Bay Packers.
Absolutely.
Now, Love is being shown, and no pun intended, because this is going to end up being the man for this squad. This is what the Green Bay Packers fans, the faithful, are telling me right now, that they're buying into what he has to offer.
You ain't got no choice.
Open arms.
You ain't got no choice. Listen, man, don't tell me that you buying the only thing on the shelf, okay? If it's only one on the shelf, don't tell me that you buying that. You are left with that. You are stuck with that. That is the last one. Take this dented can.
All right.
And go home.
I want to be able to see Jordan Love do some great things this year with the Green Bay Packers. I don't see why not. If one guy keeps on telling you, if you keep on asking someone out and they keep on telling you no, eventually you're going to get the hint and you probably go ahead and move on. And then later on they end up seeing you on a feed somewhere and be like, oh, dang. I remember when I wouldn't date him, and all of a sudden, like, but they're with that guy instead. You start talking smack about that guy.
It's like when my exes see the champ, they like, damn, we should have signed him for a longer time.
All right.
Because now I'm stuck with this Jordan Love dude.
All right, and with that, we're going to close out for the day. This has been Sports Unfiltered, live on Score & Own Network. We'll see you next week.